Just a quick word, right quick. Uh, I was reading First Samuel chapter 3, like I was told, Ezekiel chapter 9, and Micah chapter 2, verse 1 to 3. And as I got to the end of reading Micah chapter 2, just before I got to the end of reading Micah chapter 2, verse 1 to 3, it started coming to me to read Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5 to 12. And I was sitting up there saying to myself, okay, Lord, if this is really you telling me to read Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5 to 12, if this really you, then help me to understand it, because there's a lot of things that I'm being told, now that I'm not seeing happen like they used to be when they used to speak to me. And I know sometimes God can reveal something to you and don't come to years later. And I learned that the hard way, so, but I was just asking him if it's really him to really let me to know, because it's basically I'm being shown the same things over and over and over again. And I'm seeing these things. I'm being told the same thing, like prayed the day I was warned about he wasn't going to let not one word that he spoke to me in 2020 fall about the people that escaped the COVID virus, that wouldn't escape this next judgment that 2023 already passed. We're in 2024, but it was 2023, 2024, and 2025 that, the ones that he was telling me and other men and women of God to warn they wouldn't escape this next judgment that was coming, the ones that refused to listen, and that he was going to deal with the spirit of coveting. So, I was basically to the point where I know when God speaks, it's going to manifest, but I know sometimes he can delay what it is that he's saying, or he can be revealing something to you that's getting ready to happen later. But as I was reading Micah chapter 2, I was told to read Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5 to 12, like I told you. And as I got to reading Jeremiah chapter 5, I finally, Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, I finally began to understand why when I got to Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 1, when I kept on feeling that verse 1 was talking about a rebirthing, or I kept on being stuck on the womb part and rebirthing. As you pay attention to the videos that I first did on that, that's all I kept on talking. I was just stuck there. So as I finally I done read Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5 many, many times. But it finally stuck to me when it got to the part right here what he said, before I formed thee, I knew thee in the belly. I knew before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Okay, forgive me. And before thou camest forth out of the womb. And when I got to the womb part, I went to remembering, and thinking about how Ezekiel chapter 1 just kept on talking to me, and new birth and the womb part. You go on, if anybody watched that video, they understand what I'm saying. I was just stuck there. And as time I went on, I really come to understand the importance of the matrix. And that's really what a woman's womb is. It's a matrix. And you can find that in Exodus chapter, oh my God, I should know this. Exodus chapter 12, I think it's verse 15, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to go to it right quick. Exodus chapter 12, no, it's not 15. Okay, it might be. That's chapter 15. I'm supposed to go to chapter 12. Forgive me, I'm going to get this and get off. This is going to be real short. Exodus chapter 12, verse 15, and it says right here, the first day shall unleavened bread. Nope, it's not 15, so let me go over here. Find me, and the blood at 10 in the morning. Okay, now it speaks about the matrix. Man, I know it's in here. I read it all these times. Worship children, sacrifice firstborn. Okay, I was, and I can't find it, man. I see that was saying I'm reading stuff all and over, but it speaks about the firstborn, and it speaks about the matrix. I done did this many times before, and I know that I'm trying real hard to get back in this present. And yes, he didn't tell me to talk about the matrix, so that's probably why I'm not getting any help with it, because I know God can guide me right to it. And I know it's in Ezekiel chapter 12, no, 13. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Chapter 13 is in chapter 13, the matrix, about that. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, firstborn in Egypt. The beast, okay, matrix, firstborn, redeemed. Okay, right here. Chapter 13, verse 12. That thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that opens the matrix, and every firstling that cometh out of a beast which thou hast, the male shall be the Lord. And it also speaks about, the matrix of the firstborn son is in another verse. But thank you, Lord. Thank you. I used to know all this about, so read chapter 13. It speaks in here about the matrix, and that's where the woman's womb is. It's a matrix, and it's linked directly to heaven. So anyway, as I was taking a read, that the womb began to speak to me. Then as I got down further to, I think it's verse 10 in Jeremiah chapter 1. I don't want to misquote nothing. As I got down further to Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 10, it's verse 9, where it say, then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and the Lord said unto me, behold, I have put my word in thy mouth. And as I was getting ready to go to verse 10, that's when my eyes opened in the spirit realm. And I seen like it was midnight. And then I seen a wave of water just come in from the sea or the ocean into like a place that had buildings and houses and stuff in it, and it just flooded. Flooded it real bad. And then I was told early in the morning hours. So that's what come to me. I don't know if it's going to be a tsunami, or I don't know if it's going to be a flood, but I'm being told early in the morning hours. So I'm giving this warning, and that's it. We all need to be in prayer, because there's a lot of other things coming too. I love y'all, and peace.